I went through my fiancé's messages to find out her guy friend confessed his feelings for her, and she said she has to figure out what she wants. Then she told her friend she couldn't stop thinking about that other guy. After confronting, she keeps telling me she loves me. But I'm done. My 22M, fiancé, 21F, caught up with a friend and questioned our engagement. We've been together for 3 years. My fiancé didn't physically cheat, but she became emotionally invested in a guy she used to have feelings for. Back in November, I found out she was sending him selfies of her work outfits, photos of us doing things together, like carving pumpkins, and texting him non-stop throughout the workday about pointless stuff. One night, she suggested we watch a show on Netflix. I later discovered it was something he mentioned to her in their texts. His last message revealed his feelings, saying, "It's in your court now." My fiancé responded with something like, "Oh wow, that's a lot. I need to figure out what I'm doing here, but until then, we shouldn't talk." She then took a screenshot and sent it to her best friend, who replied, "Whoa, what are you going to do?" This wasn't the first time she had messaged him. Last year, she was catching up with him and told him she liked him but was with me, so her feelings were wrong. I confronted her when I found out, and she admitted she turned off notifications for his messages on iMessage and Facebook. She said she knew it would hurt me but did it anyway. I asked for the ring back and went to my parents for a week. After talking to friends, most of whom told me to end it since this wasn't the first time, I decided to give it one final chance to see what she does. Since then, we've been trying to work things out. We're both seeing counselors and considering couples therapy, but we want to figure out what we really want first. We talked again last night, and she said she never flirted with him. But when I found out, she admitted she may have flirted a little. I feel like I'm running in circles. I'm stress eating, grinding my teeth, and struggling to forgive her. This wasn't the first time, and she promised it wouldn't happen again. I'm scared for our future, even though she keeps telling me she loves me. I can't help but feel it's because she got caught and almost lost me. Any advice is welcome. I'm scared this would have led to physical cheating eventually. Update. I talked to a friend in person, and he agreed with what people on Reddit are saying. My fiancé has been trying to be open with me, answering all my questions. I didn't want to rush to a decision. But this morning, I went through her messages one more time. I found that she had told a friend she couldn't stop thinking about the other guy. She also had another text exchange with him that I didn't know about. In it, she said, "We can't talk, it damages my relationship," but then continued talking to him. I also found a string of messages where she said she was considering breaking up with me because I wasn't good enough and wasn't religious enough. We talked about breaking up the other day, and she brought up all the good memories, trying to get me to stay since I'm her financial support. Well, no more thinking needs to be done. This is a shitty situation, but I'll come out on top. I've started packing my things and will be moving to my parents while I save up to start fresh. I knew this was where things were heading, but now I'm sure. Maybe I'm a naive young guy who just wanted all the information before making a decision. According to her friends, I'm a borderline narcissist because of my lack of religious beliefs, rolls eyes. Regardless, I've figured out our future, and it's not together. To my future ex, enjoy the guy who isn't half the man I am. Cheers to me finding someone who's actually worth my time, energy, and love. Thanks for the input, everyone. Update 2. Thank you all for the advice. I know many of you said I wouldn't take it, but I did. Yesterday, I went on my ex's computer and found an old conversation from a year ago with her friend that I had no idea about. They were talking about dreams, weird flirty banter, and discussing pop culture things that I thought I had gotten her into. In hindsight, it all lines up. She knew back in 2019 that there was something between them and wasn't sure how she felt even then, and we were already dating at that time. I also discovered she was considering breaking up with me 4 weeks ago. On top of that, she broke my boundary regarding social distancing. She saw a friend who had been in contact with someone who had C-19, and she never told me, which is especially concerning because my family has a few high-risk people. Last night, I told her about my new findings and said it's over. I told her she needs to explore her feelings for the other guy, who, by the way, doesn't look half as good as me and isn't even close to being financially stable. She agreed, and I got the ring back. After a lot of tears, we started discussing the lease and finances. She's panicking now because 80% of our things are mine or belong to my family. She's been using my car, and I helped her get our apartment. Even with a roommate, she's going to struggle. I don't wish anything bad for her, but she should have thought about all this before questioning our relationship. For now, I have to quarantine before moving back to my parents' place. It's a weird limbo, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm sad about the good memories we had, but I know that if this didn't happen, she would have explored feelings for other guys even if we got married. I'm lucky to have a great boss who told me to take a few days off and amazing friends who have been supporting me through this. Oddly enough, I'm thankful for C-19 because it delayed our wedding, which was supposed to happen a week before D-Day. Thank you, Reddit, for the support. We all know we deserve better, and I know there's someone out there who will love me unconditionally. Now it's time to heal. Peace and love. More info from the comments. All we have is our apartment. Nothing else had her name on it. I may have stuck around, but I knew to keep everything separate until marriage outside of a lease. Sucks, but hey, life happens. Wouldn't be surprised if she comes back. I'm a once we're broken up we're done type of guy. So she had her chance and blew it. I don't do take-backs. She can be someone else's problem now. No clue. I reminded her that 80% of what we have is mine. Kitchen supplies, the bed, the TVs, the furniture, except for a coffee table. When I said I would not be leaving much, she began to have a look in her eyes that I rarely see from people. I gave her an abundance of grace and said she can talk to her friends in the next day or two to find a roommate. If none of them want it, too bad. She can't afford the rental on her own, so she'll have to figure something out. Update 3. Been a while since my last post. Wanted to drop an update to show it gets better. Our apartment lease ended last month. We were able to break the lease with little to no penalty. It was a huge breath of fresh air once that was all settled. She took most of our things and left a little bit of a mess, but hey, it all worked out. We have been 90% no contact since, only talking about lease updates and arranging pickups for personal belongings. This was the best way to go. It got difficult at times, but it has allowed me to focus on growing myself more. I'm really excited to start this new chapter. My family celebrated with some A5 Wagyu steak from Japan. My savings have already increased tremendously, and I only took a $3,000 or so hit on the wedding/engagement stuff. A small price to pay in the scheme of life, lot cheaper than a divorce. I'm working out again, getting back into old hobbies, enjoying time with family, and hope to get back into meeting people once C-19 dissipates. Better yet, got news of a new promotion at work. Once you get out of the fog, it's amazing how things can turn around. If you're young and not married, I cannot stress this enough, move on. It has been so much better in 2 months by ending things than the 2 months of trying to fix things. Edit. Someone asked about the car situation. Right before we broke up, she was driving my car. She got in an accident, no one was hurt. The insurance company gave me a nice check for the total loss, she wasn't at fault. So I went and bought the car we had been looking at getting after our wedding. She was not happy when she found out. OP about what things X took. Lots of things were engagement/wedding gifts from my family. Additionally, lots of our supplies, all furniture and most kitchen items were from family. I just wanted no headaches, so I gave her a very small list of stuff I wanted. Hindsight, since my family spent the $2,000 on our kitchen stuff and some IKEA furniture, I probably should have fought for it back. Sometimes, things aren't worth the headache. Update 4. Hey everyone, it's officially been over a year since D-Day. I cannot thank this community enough, as I would not have gotten to where I am without you all. I want to use this post as a way to show you all things can get better if you desire. I have not talked to my ex since our lease ended. The distance was the best thing I could have done. It helped me get over things quickly. I highly recommend doing this. Stand your ground. If you are getting walked on, have a backbone. I finally did, and it felt amazing. After your breakup, take chances. Within 3 months I had a new job that I would have been unmotivated to take if I was in my past relationship. I reconnected with friends, hung out with family, and started new hobbies like hiking. Make new personal goals. You're no longer part of a team. So you now need to make goals for your future. For me, that was financial and career. I'm happy to say I have exceeded these expectations and will continue to do so in 2022. Lastly, take time to heal. I used a therapist to help, which was amazing. I recovered and eventually felt ready to dip my toes in the water of dating again. I've since found a wonderful girl, who I would never have appreciated as much as she deserves without my past history. We are all on this journey together, but I want to say in most cases it will get better. Much love to this support group. You all are amazing people. I hope we can all leave this thread someday, heal, and find the love we deserve. About X, she has a new boyfriend, different from AP. Found out through some friends. That is all I know, and I am totally fine with that.